Make that 9 years without a win at San Sebastian for Barcelona. They struggle against Real Sociedad again, and it could not have came at a worse time, by the way, because Francis Maxwell is about to throw an absolute sledgehammer on top of your La Liga-loving head. Because they have a game coming up, minus the Copa del Rey, which is happening midweek.
That's still important to note.
Still important to note. We'll get back to it. But El Clasico happens this Saturday. It is a remarkably important game in the history of Barcelona. They host Real Madrid. And mark my words, if they lose this game, La Liga title. Pass it to Real Madrid. Get it prepped. Get the white and kind of silverish banners ready. Get it polished like Zinedine Zidane's baldy head. Get it tweaked like Cristiano Ronaldo's eyebrows. And send it to Madrid. Because 9 points, if they lose, Jason, with this Real Madrid team, with this form, Zinedine Zidane, they are not coming back.
What if they draw?
Don't know.
Oh, come on. All right, so first of all, I don't think there's been a Clasico draw, at least in the last 6.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty rare in the last decade, I'm pretty sure, of El Clasico draws. First of all, El Clasico is the most fun match of the season.
Yes,
that's
undoubtedly.
Not Champions League related. That's not cup related, Copa del Rey related, or FA Cup related, all that kind of good stuff. It is El Clasico week, which gets me really, really excited because then I get to pick apart all the headlines that read. Because there's some ridiculous ones out there. For example, don't think this is wrong, in about 4 days, you'll see Gareth Bale, the reason Real Madrid will lose?
Yes, sir.
El Clasico? No, I don't think so. That team's pretty deep. Instead of talking about Marcelo's play recently, instead of talking about Real Madrid's back four, which deserves all the credit next to the same guys who have been scoring at a remarkable rate. I think his name's Cristiano Ronaldo. I could be wrong. 23-0-7. So here's the one narrative that I'm going to repeat all week long because it's going to drive me mad. If Real Madrid is to lose and break their 30-game unbeaten streak, there will be so many ridiculous headlines saying, well, what does it mean if you can't beat Barcelona? Well, it means that you're still likely going to win La Liga. It still means you are ridiculously running away with the Champions League group stage and are the most feared team on the planet.
Yes.
I think that Barcelona is not going to win La Liga regardless of the outcome of this match.
Okay. I
think there's tough matches with Atletico Madrid coming up, who are always not just a thorn in the side of every team in La Liga, they're like a barbed wire fence in the side of every team in La Liga. I'm done. That's my rant.
No, okay. I feel you. So here's some things to take into account. We're going to do a separate clip, which I just decided this moment in time. We're going to do an El Clasico in numbers to prepare you for that. I think that'll be a fun clip to see.
Stats?
Yeah, in El Clasico in numbers coming up to this week. Because there's some things I want to talk about that are interesting.
I love stats.
Yeah, I know you do. But so far, this is a little taster. With 1/3 of the league's fixtures gone, Real Madrid have the highest winning percentage of any team in any of the major European elite leagues. Which means, by the way, I don't think they have as good a winning percentage as Glasgow Celtic. But we're talking about the major leagues.
Are they undefeated?
Probably. No, they're undefeated. But
what about my Bundesliga squad?
No, this is a major Europe's elite. Across Europe's top 5 leagues, La Liga, the Premier League, Bundesliga, Serie A, and Liga 1, no other teams have a better win percentage, 84.61% than Real Madrid. The next team closest is RB Leipzig.
That team is sick. By the way, they're not Leicester City. They're not Leicester City, Francis.
I know that.
They're not Leicester City because they have money. And their money. I think that was not the point that Francis was making in the clip. The point was it's how they're playing. And they're like, how could you say Leipzig is Leicester City? They have cash and all this money, all this stuff. That wasn't the point of them being Leicester City. It was the fact that nobody, and I mean nobody, expect them to win Bundesliga at this point in the season. And I still think Dortmund's going to win it because Dortmund is awesome.
I would like to see it.
Bold!
Bold! RB Leipzig have a winning percentage of 83.33%. They have not lost a game yet in Bundesliga, and Real Madrid are the only unbeaten team left in La Liga. So with all this coming into fruition, here is the quick answer for Barcelona, because the title of the clip is, if Barcelona lose, they're out of La Liga. That's my opinion. That's somewhat Jason's opinion. He thinks they'll still lose.
No, I think regardless the outcome.
All right, well,
not that they can't win. Obviously, statistically, they can win. I think Real Madrid's run of form is not going to stop unless, for whatever reason, Gareth Bale is the the key to their offensive arsenal. I don't think he is. I think that he's a major player. I think that they want to win a Champions League again. They're going to need Gareth Bale back. But I think in this case, I mean, I don't think this is a 4-0 route like we saw in the first edition of El Clasico last season.
The second
edition.
The
November edition.
Yeah.
No, Barcelona won 4. Real Madrid won 2-1.
It was October.
Yeah.
And then there was one in November. The November one was where Barcelona won, destroyed them.
The second edition.
Second edition, El Clasico. There's a lot.
There's a lot.
But they destroyed them. You're right. But here's a few things that are going in Barcelona's favour. Gareth Bale is out, which is going to hinder Real Madrid. Real Madrid are not winning all of their games comfortably. That could be taken either way because a great team wins in a Champions-like fashion where they don't need to smash teams 4-5-0. They can just perform very well and then drag out a result. Cristiano Ronaldo, going against Barcelona, is in a fine run of form. He is scoring consistently. His hat-trick against Atletico Madrid.
Away for.
Yeah, of course. What else about Barcelona is they have their backs against the wall. And I think that there's one team in the world that you don't want their backs against the wall is Barcelona because they know how to play. They're at home. They can easily demolish teams. They're the best team going forward. But what is a little bit of a hindrance so far, which I've noticed, is that Neymar looks unsettled. He doesn't look as free-flowing Neymar-like as he has done. I don't think the three of them together have been meshing as well in their recent games. That doesn't mean that there's any something that's alarming in there. One of them has to go. I just think that at this point last season, when Neymar and Suarez were playing before Messi made his return, man, they were in sync. And there is moments where they are in sync. I'm not saying that they're not, but Neymar looks a little bit like a cast aside at the moment. He doesn't seem to be flowing as freely. He had a decent game against Celtic. I watched that closely, but there's a lot of people who focus around La Liga a lot more so than I do that have been stating that Neymar doesn't look his usual self. And I think that could provide to be a problem because there's one thing that Real Madrid are going to do when they go to the new camp is they're not going to play Barcelona at their own game, which Real Madrid have tried to do in the past. This is Zinedine Zidane's Real Madrid. This is a team that went to the new camp and won 2-1 with Casemiro being the best player on the park, shutting down Barcelona's attacking arsenal by putting them in his back pocket. He emptied his pockets after that game and it was worth like 400 million.
Casemiro was hunting down balls in that
Yes,
game.
he was phenomenal. And we highlighted it right here before that was going to be a crucial part because Zidane doesn't play Barcelona at their own game. He doesn't play a lot of teams at their own game. He plays to Real Madrid's strengths and looks to try and snuff out their attacking threats. That's why I think he is undoubtedly Real Madrid's best weapon at this point. Bale might be out, Ronaldo might be out, Benzema might be out, whatever. But I'm not saying they are, I'm just saying this hypothetically. But as long as Zinedine Zidane is a manager for Real Madrid, they have a chance at winning this game, a very good chance. I honestly think, Jason, this might be the one-off draw. I'm going to do a preview.
Oh, come on, that was going to be my pick.
I think it's going to be a draw.
I was going to say 2-2. I'm already making predictions because they're going to be fun. I'm probably going to change them on every single clip to see who's following every clip. Every clip I'm going to have a different prediction. Therefore, likelihood is I'll get one right. 2-2 is the one I want to stick to, and I want to stick to that because I don't think it's never the usual suspects.
Yes.
Okay, what am I talking about? It's not always the usual suspects you find the goal sheet, so I'm thinking like of Rakitic.
He likes to score in big games.
He likes to score in big games, so I'm thinking like, don't... The game plans that go into these, I think a 2-2 draw. I think that's because I want some goals. 1-1 draw would be fine too. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be a phenomenal game, and I really do think it will sculpt the season.
Here's the fans, by the way, real quick. Here's the fans' pick for Real Madrid's starting 11.
Oh, interesting.
Which is March 30th of 2016. So.
I was going to say, why are we doing a fan?
I was trying to look for basically like who they think is going to be the starting 11 for it. It was the fans pick. So I'm looking at it going, yeah, that's probably not the team. I'm like, Gareth Bale's out, guys. How could they're still like put it? It's like that in FIFA when your player gets injured, and I'm the type of guy who's like, no,
tries to play
don't
him,
be a pussy,
inject him,
play through it.
Yeah,
Gareth Bale, get out there.
I think that a lot of people are going to be betting actually with Barcelona because, as I mentioned, Barcelona going through a sticky run of form might be a good bet to have.
The draw's going to have great odds. It always does.
I think you'll have good odds on Barcelona as well because they've been struggling. But that game against Sociedad, it's not a great indicator as to their form. They have been in fantastic form and still struggled to beat Sociedad away. It's been 9 years. So I don't know if that's the best thing to take from it. If you're like, they drew against Sociedad. They always draw against Sociedad.
Barcelona plus half a point would be worth it too, because that means if you get the draw, you win with Barcelona, and if they win outright, probably not great odds, but Jason's Gears are turning in here.
We will be betting, there's no doubt. All right, let us know what you think. Do Barcelona need to win this to keep their title hopes alive? If they lose, is it game, set, and match? Do you hand it over to Zizou and the Galacticos? Let us know in the comments. Jason Rubin 91, Francis_Maxwell. I will be doing a recap, of course, so tune into YouTube on the day of El Clasico. I'll maybe do a little YouTube live as we've got that up and running. We've got tactics coming your way. The El Clasico in numbers. You know, as we love El Clasico week. Ciao.